Hi, mamas. It's Graham Seabrook, the Mom for Moms, and I am here with just a quick update, some tips, some things to think about while we are all dealing with COVID-19. So, inside my private group, the Mom Center, we have been talking about how we can best support each other and ourselves. And this morning, we did what I call a mommy mastermind. So I taught a little 45-minute class on some of these ideas. If you're interested in joining the Mom Center, there should be a link right below this video, and I would love to have you be a part of it. I know that the Mom Center isn't for everybody, right? And so I want to make sure that this information gets out as widely as possible, and that's why I'm doing this short video. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I did inside the group, but I do want to give you some ideas, some things to think about, maybe in a different way, a different perspective, and just some support, just so that you know that you're not alone, because you're not alone. So the first thing that we talked about this morning is the fact that we all had stuff going on before this happened, right? We had things going on in our own lives, in our jobs, with our kids. We maybe had physical disabilities. We had our own illnesses. We had mental and emotional struggles. We had all kinds of stuff already happening. And now this is coming in on top of it. If you're still worried about what you were worried about last week, there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're not focusing where you need to be. It means that you're a human being who's living their life, right? If everything that you thought was so important last week has completely blown out of your head and you're totally focused on this, same thing applies. We're all reacting in different ways, right? I want us to kind of dial back the self-judgment as much as humanly possible, okay? And recognize that you may have already been cooking for a minute before this anxiety and this stress got added on top of it. So if you feel you are not dealing as well as someone else, look at your life and yourself and your reactions holistically, okay? There's probably a reason for that. Also, we're all in different stages of this. Some of us have parents who are older that we're very afraid for. Some of us are immunocompromised ourselves or have loved ones or children who are immunocompromised. Some of us just got the news maybe on Friday that our schools are closing. Some of us still don't have schools that are closing. Everybody is at a different stage of this, right? Some of us are self-isolating. Some of us are under quarantine. Some people are still going to work every day. There is no one right way to do this. There are things that we should be doing to try and keep ourselves and everyone around us as healthy as possible. Things like washing our hands in our spaces, things like coughing into our elbows, things like staying away from others, trying not to touch other people whenever we don't have to, and just keeping ourselves and our families as isolated as we possibly can, right? There are mitigating factors to all of those things. There is, of course, guidance that's coming out around what it is that we should do. And at the same time, if you have to go to work, then you have to go to work. And I understand that, right? At the same time, if you can't stock up on supplies because the money just isn't there, or you have no way to get to the store, or a million other reasons, that is understandable as well, right? This is a time when we all need to be pulling together and supporting each other as much as possible. Inside the Mom Center, we have space for people to ask for the things that they need, and space for people who have things that they can offer to help as well. And you don't have to be inside the Mom Center to do that. You can do that with your friends and family. You can do that through other forms of social media. We need to keep reaching out, and we need to keep reaching back to people in safe ways. Don't physically touch them. Don't do that. Okay. The news is going to keep being scary for quite a while, y'all. Where we are in the testing process right now, we're very, very early in tests actually getting to places. I had a lot of moms in the mom center today who were like, oh my God, I woke up this morning and cases in my county or my city or my state have doubled or tripled overnight. And that's not true. The cases haven't doubled or tripled, right? It's just our knowledge of them. So while it can be very anxiety inducing to think about it this way, the safest possible way for us to move through the world right now is just to assume that the people that we see are infected and asymptomatic, and to approach them with grace and love and see their humanity and want them to be okay, and also do that from a physical distance, right? Um, let's talk about calming chaos and anxiety in these times. One of the things that you can do right now is purge your timeline. Wherever you are seeing this, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching this on Twitter, I'm not on Facebook anymore, as I purged my timeline. You can mute people, you can block people, you can stop following people, you can mute and block in a lot of these places words and phrases and hashtags. Stop following things that you don't need to know about. I'm married, my husband doesn't have anxiety, doesn't have PTSD, is living in my head, although he has to live with my head, right? So his job is reading the news. All of it's muted and blocked for me, right? I check the WHO website and the CDC website once a day in the morning, only time I look at it. And I stay away as much as humanly possible from news that is not helpful, that doesn't give me concrete steps to take or something to do, right? So that brings me to the second thing. Pick one national news source and maybe one local news source, and let that be it. If you have a friend who is a news hound, who you know is never going to be able to unplug, ask them to let you know when there is actionable news, when there's something that you need to know so that you can do something. And go ahead and just get away from the rest of it. It's honestly not good for any of us. It's not giving us information that we can be proactive with or do something with. And if it's not doing that, then all it is doing is ramping up your anger, your anxiety, your fear, your isolation. That's not necessary, right? For us or our kids. Pick a way to help, right? A lot of food banks are really, really low right now. And what they could use more than your canned goods is your money. And you can do that online. You can do that on the phone. Just do a quick Google search with your zip code and food bank or food shelf, food relief, and see where they are. A lot of them have deals with manufacturers. And so any dollar that you give them goes a lot further than a dollar that you would spend in a grocery store. So if you can commit to $5 a month, right? If that's all you've got and that's all you can commit to, or you can't commit to a monthly thing, but you've got $5 right now, they can use that money. Anything that gives you a sense of control back over your world and that you are now being helpful and you are being part of the solution instead of contributing to the problem is going to really help you. It's going to help your kids. It's going to help your family, right? Anything that can calm you and focus you is going to be good for everybody else. So this same thing goes for domestic violence shelters. This same thing goes for your child's school district. If schools are closed, a lot of school districts are pulling together resources to help feed children who were dependent upon lunch or breakfast and lunch at school. You should be able to find that information right on your school district's website. And if none of those really are clicking for you, is there somebody in your family that you could decide, or in your friends that you could decide that you're going to call them every other day? You can have a rotating list in your phone that you call this friend on Monday, this friend on Tuesday, and just check in with people and spend 5 minutes reaching out and connecting. There are many more personal ways that you can support those in your community, and connecting FaceTime, on the phone, through a Zoom call, whatever works for you can be really, really helpful to everybody out there. All right. So now for your own personal comfort, your own mental and emotional health, I have created a training called How to Build a Comfort Kit. And the link to that will be under this video as well. The comfort kit idea came out of my own personal experiences with depression and panic and PTSD, and the hangover that comes after a panic attack, after a PTSD episode, the feeling of vulnerability and fragility that happens, and just the time that it takes to recover. Working with my therapist, we found a couple of ways to help me recover faster, and I have been teaching that method of the comfort kit for years now. Plenty of other people teach the exact same thing. Comfort kits are pretty widely known, but I created a PDF download that'll help you, and on a short video that'll help you as well. And that's totally free. And like I said, the link should be right down there. So it should be in there for you to be able to grab that for $0. Last thing that I'm going to say. My next video is going to really dive into parenting while working from home. This video is kind of more general mindset shifts to get us ready for all of this. When you're thinking about structures and routines, this is it's a general structure. I'm not telling you like when to take a shower and when to eat breakfast, but get out a pen and a piece of paper, or, pause this video and open a note section in your phone. This is going to help your mental and emotional health, your partners, any other adults living in your house, and your children. All right. So this is what we're going to do every day. Every day. Have a set wake up time. That wake up time can change on the weekends, but have a set wake up time that we are going to get out of bed by X, whatever X is for you. Make sure that you are eating breakfast and taking any medications that you have. A lot of people have their idea of medications tied into, before I leave the house, I take this and this and this. Well, you're probably not leaving the house, or not as much. And so you need to reroute that connection. Maybe you put a timer on your phone that reminds you at a certain time every morning to take your morning meds. If you can take a shower every day, take a shower every day. I am not hashtag hustle Twitter. That's not me. I'm not telling you have to get dressed in real clothes. You can put pajamas on. I don't care. I just have enough experience with depression, with isolation, and with anxiety to know that if you can take a shower every day, you are going to feel better longer. You just are. So if you can do it, please do it. And then put on whatever's comfortable for you, right? Some movement in your day. That's it. Just get some movement. That can be playing with your kids. That can be putting on a song and dancing. That could be cleaning. That could be going for a walk. That could be like whatever. Just make sure that you're not stuck in a chair, stuck on a couch, stuck in a bed all day, if that is physically possible for you. Okay? Have some type of a goal for the day. Maybe your goal is that you're going to take that shower, right? Maybe your goal is that you're going to have that movement. I want you to have a feeling of accomplishment every single day. So just think of accomplishment. It could be that you're going to do the dishes. It doesn't have to be that you're writing the great American novel, right? All over academic Twitter right now, there's all these reminders that, when so-and-so was quarantined in this year, they created this amazing thing. And like, y'all, no. No, but we do need some little piece of motivation to keep us going, right? So one sense of accomplishment. I want you to have conscious fun and conscious relaxation. So instead of getting on social media and scrolling aimlessly, instead of randomly turning on Netflix and just scrolling aimlessly, I want you to sit down and be like, you know what? I want to watch a scary movie. I'm going to go find a scary movie. I want to watch something really funny. I'm going to go do that. Right? I'm going to look at this one person's timeline on some social media. I'm going to go look for cat videos or funny puppy pictures, or I want you to consciously choose some joy or something that relaxes you, right? Anything that will give you some control over your space. Maybe it's watering your plants. Maybe it's organizing a corner in your living room or your kitchen. Something that will give you a sense of physical control over your space. You just want to do a little bit every day. It doesn't have to be cleaning. It can be reorganizing your bookshelf. It can be anything that will help you feel like I have a handle on things. Make sure that you are eating lunch and you are eating dinner. Parents, use your children. Use them. When you make them food, the rule is you make their food and then you have to eat before you can hand it to them. You have to eat something before you can hand them their food. So it might be really rushed because they're going to be, if they're like my kids, right? When you're reminding them to drink something, that bottle of water that you carry around with you everywhere, that huge water bottle, right? Every time you hand them some juice or hand them some anything, take a big swig. Use them to remind you to mom yourself as much as you're momming them, all right? Use them. Shamelessly use them. All right. You want to spend some time outside every single day. We are going to start feeling hemmed in and isolated. Now, I understand that there are some people who are in high-rise apartments, who are in places where you're going to have to get on an elevator, you're going to have to go through a lobby. That may not be comfortable. That may not work for you. As the weather allows, open your windows. Get the noise from outside. Get the air from outside, right? Spend as much time as you can, whenever you can, outside of your house. Now, you don't want to be going to, like public playgrounds and parks where there's a lot of people and transmission is possible. But if you can at all, just take a walk around your neighborhood if that is safe. Be it in your front yard or backyard if you have one. Anything that you can do to let the outside in or to get you outside. When you're with kids, letting them, when they're outside, letting them be as loud as they want to be, letting them jump. Jumping is a great way to get out energy. Letting them jump, letting them run, letting them just release. And for you as well, if you can physically, try some jumping. See how it reconnects you and grounds you to the earth, and see how it gets out some of that anxiety. Maybe you just sit outside and look at clouds and see what shapes you can see, right? There's all kinds of things that you can do for $0. Just takes a little bit of time. Understanding that that's not possible for everyone, all of us can open windows if that's possible, pull back curtains, let light in any way that you can, let the inside in, let the outside in, or get outside yourself. Please do. Last two things. Have a wind down routine that has nothing to do with social media. Something that you do in the evening after you get off of whatever it is, right? I don't care. I don't care what it is. For some of us, it's, a skincare routine, or we have to, brush our teeth and put lotion on before bed. We have to do, whatever works for you. It could be journaling. It could be reading. It could be watching something. Whatever works for you works for me. I just want you to have a routine that says to your body and your mind, all right, it's time to stop now. And I want you to protect your sleep as much as possible. Protect your sleep. Have a bedtime. I know a lot of us have interrupted sleep patterns for a ton of reasons. Breathing issues and perimenopause and menopause. And we have kids. We have interrupted sleep for a million different reasons. However much you can protect your sleep during this time, it's going to be really important. It is going to help you with energy throughout the day. It's going to help you with patience throughout the day. It's going to help your mood. It's going to help your physical health. Protect your sleep. Okay, so wake up time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, medications, showering, dressing, movement, accomplishment, conscious relaxation and fun. Control over your space, time outside, wind down routine, and bedtime. These are important for you, and they're important for your kids and everybody else in your house and your family, as much as possible, right? Taking into account where you live, taking into account any disabilities, taking into account your resources, all of those things. So don't feel like this is another layer of pressure on you. Okay. We are talking about all of these things, and we are sharing resources and we are sharing support inside the Mom Center. There is a 1-month free trial available, and I would love to have you take advantage of that and come in and get all of the support that you need. Please feel free to share this video and share information about the Comfort Kit and the Mom Center and all of the ideas presented here with everybody. That's part of why I'm doing these videos just totally free, is we need this support. All of us need this. So I hope that you are all doing as well as possible. I hope that you are all building support and community and leaning and reaching. And if you are feeling isolated and scared and worried and anxious, please know that you can always reach me personally. My email is graham@grahamseabrook.com, and that the Mom Center is here for you as well, right? We've got the backs of all the mamas. And until I can talk to you again, take good care.